I am here with coach, entrepreneur Nick Ballou, and we're going to start this conversation off with his claim to want to make 1 billion millionaires through his business. Welcome, Nikki. Let's go.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? Good to be here.
Yeah, this is fantastic to have you on the show. You've done a lot of great things. And when I read that, I just got to dig into. Let's talk about how you're going to make 1 billion millionaires. What's that all about?
So Joe, first of all, it's not I'm going to make them. I mean,
Yeah.
I am here a servant of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and God Almighty, and I have a vision. That vision has been given to me by God. All the glory goes to God. I am simply a humble servant, but I see our world right now. Our world is got some great possibilities, but it also has some rough stuff going on in it. And one of it is that the forces of darkness, of godless communism and socialism, are attempting to brainwash our young and turn us into a race of slaves. The human race cannot be a race of slaves. And the only way we can get away from these dark forces is to create the biggest constituency for freedom and free enterprise the world has ever seen. And to me, that's 1 billion multimillionaires. With 1 billion multimillionaires, you've got yourself such a strong constituency for freedom and free enterprise that those forces will be permanently defeated. And that's the vision that I have, is that darkness and evil will be permanently defeated and goodness and light will rise permanently.
This is not a new trend. This isn't just a trend, darkness and evil and all these forces. Now is the time to conquer it.
Hey, if not now, when? If not us, who?
That's right. I like it. All right. So tell me about you're a coach. You have eCircle is a phenomenal program. I met you through one of your students who is thriving because of it. Can you give us a little information on how it works and where you go with it?
Sure. Well, the best way to do that is tell you a little bit about my backstory. So I'm originally an immigrant from the Middle East. I'm a Christian from Iran. When I was 11 years old, the Islamic Revolution took place in Iran. And there were literal gun battles in the streets near my home. My mom and dad were freaking out, but their freak out factor went up 1,000-fold when one day something smashed through our living room window, shattering the glass, and landed next to my feet. Now, I'm a kid. I don't know what the hell it is, but it was a bottle full of liquid with like a burning wick in it, a Molotov cocktail. My dad instantly knew what it was, grabbed it, pulled out the wick so it didn't explode. That's the only reason I'm here today, to be able to speak with you. There was a note on it as he turned the bottle. On the note said, "Die, Christian scum." So mom and dad, the freak out factor goes up 1,000-fold. They work. They eventually get me and my two brothers out of Iran. Took them 2 years. We went to Athens, Greece, stayed there for 2 years. And then from there went to Toronto, Canada, where now at the time I'm a kid, right? I don't want to leave my home or my friends. Maybe you can relate. But as time goes on, I could see the majesty and nobility of my mom and dad's sacrifice.
Powerful.
They left behind everything and everyone they knew for a chance at a better life for me and my two brothers. And I believe inside every human breast beats the living heart of freedom. Every man and woman on this planet yearns to breathe free, to chart their own course, to march to the tune of their own drummer. And they took us from a legacy of tyranny. They brought us to a legacy of freedom. And entrepreneurs thrive on freedom. Without freedom, you can't have free thought or free expression. Without free enterprise, you can't be an entrepreneur. You got to rely on the favor of the tyrant. You got to lick his boots just for a few crumbs. And so my father was the greatest man I ever knew. He believed in people. He'd tell me every day, son, you got to believe in people. Every man, every woman on this planet, their self-belief wobbles sometimes. You need to steady it with a little spark of belief. That little spark turns into a roaring fire. And, I know a lot about business. I know a lot about helping people sell, about helping people market, about helping people create powerful thought leader, personal brands. And all that's important and valuable and necessary. But my true point of difference, and it's not just mine, it's something that I got from my father who got it from God, and that I share with my lady, is I believe in people. I'm a professional believer in people. I love on people. I look for the right people to serve. Want to be around people that's a community of givers, not takers. And they want to make a difference. They want to give. They want to make the world better, and they want to grow their businesses. And we love helping that group of people do exactly that.
That's a powerful calling, man.
Thank you.
Good for you. When did you realize this was the path?
I was very fortunate because my father was an incredible man. And he always would talk to me about what kind of person to be, what kind of man to be. And he'd tell me, son, life is about people, not money. And I'd say, okay, Dad. And he said, son, even business is about people, not money. Now I'm 8 years old and I'm like, Dad, but don't you need money to do business? He said, yeah, but you need people to need money. Because all business is solving problems for people for a profit. That's all it is. And if you understand that is the purpose of business, then your focus is on people. And that really is where your focus ought to be in life in general anyways. We're not meant to do business in a solitary way. We're meant to be with our fellow man and women all the time.
Yeah, you couldn't creep better. And, one of the things that I totally believe in that is if you serve others, if you help others, like you're saying, even if it's not monetarily, it's coming back to you. Obviously, if there's profit in there, it helps feed more and more and more of that, which is what you're doing, which is phenomenal. Right. So you wrote a book. Tell us about your book and what that's about.
I've actually published 11 books. My latest book is called Get Booked and Get Paid. Let me grab a copy of it right here. It's a book designed to help people who are business owners learn about the power of podcast guesting. And it's all about how to generate 6, 7, 8 figures through the magic of podcast guesting. So I got a story around this. A few years ago, the lockdown era in Canada really hurt our business because we were live events. So whole lot of business just walk through the door. I go to my coach at the time and I go, hey man, I'm freaking out over here. What do I do about this? And he said, give me a minute. And he says, I got an idea. I said, what's the idea? He said, why don't you go on podcasts, but not to get, visibility, likes, followers, but to get relationships, leads, sales, clients. I'm like, okay, I'm in. How do I do that? He said, and I quote, I have no freaking idea, but we'll figure it out together.
Right. I love that.
So we found this platform that through AI would match guests with hosts. And they're like, at the time, I don't know, 10,000 podcast hosts there. I think it's up to 15,000 by now. So I could get on as many shows as I wanted to, pretty much. So in 30 days, I got on 100 shows.
Wow.
I would go do a debrief, an after action debrief. So he and I just kind of would go, okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Finally, it all started to gel. In show 101, I got my first solid relationship that turned into a lead and a sale and a client.
Nice.
And since then, I've generated for our business over 7 figures using this methodology, but I've also taught others how to do it. And many of them have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars through the same methodology. Now, people come to me and go, well, Nicky, I mean, that's all well and good, but you're a professional writer. You've written 11 books. You've got 2 podcasts of your own. You've been on 820 shows. You're charismatic. I like you. I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, well, one of the people that's one of my clients, he's a tax. So tax accountants are not known for being the most outgoing,
that's true,
charismatic fellas. And that's what he's like. He's not outgoing. He's not super charismatic, but he did what we told him. And on the very first show he went, the host liked him so much, she asked him if she could give him referrals. Now, I don't know what you would say if someone said, can I give you referrals, Joe?
So usually a yes.
Yeah. He said yes. He got 18 referrals from her and 8 of them became his clients. He made thousands upon thousands of dollars from that one appearance. And then there's another fellow. English isn't even his first language. It's his 4th language after like Dutch, French, and German, right? So there's Dutch, there's French, there's German, brother. And all his shows are done in English. And yet on his first show, he got a client. From what I taught him, in 8 weeks, he was on 10 shows and he was able to generate well over 6 figures in 90 days using the methodologies I showed him. And the truth of the matter is, podcast guesting is a beautiful methodology that is a high-tech twist on an old-fashioned idea, which is you build relationships with people through conversation. You and I are having a conversation right now. By the end of this call, there's enough of a relationship built. Either one of us can ask the other one for a meeting. Either one of us can ask the other one if they'd be willing to have a conversation about what each of us do. We're going to say yes. That's the power of a single conversation can make you known to the host as well as the audience that's listening to you. And too many people don't understand that. They just go on a show going, okay, thanks. No, man, you just built a relationship. Use that relationship. Relationships are fundamental to life. They're especially fundamental to business.
You never met a stranger, right?
There you go.
That's smart. And it's actually how I got to meet you. I had met you on my show.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone out yet. Great guy. And he booked an appointment before we hung up, after the show, and we got back together, we chatted, and he's following up with someone that could tap him into some serious business from that conversation.
Well, there you go. Yeah. That's the whole point of going on a show. Build relationships, use those relationships to make your life and your business grow.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Now, what's the other? So this is fairly new, this piece of it. So prior to COVID, what was your business model?
Well, we work, like I said, with expert-led heart-driven businesses and business owners. So, and frankly, that's most of our business, right? Machu is part of a year-long community, mastermind slash education slash accountability community. All these people are heart-driven, expert-led businesses that want to make a bigger difference and grow their business. And that's really, really important. They want to help more people and they want to make more money. And we help them do both. But we do it by leading with love, leading with belief, not leading with, let's try to make some money first. No, man. People need to know you as a human being before they trust you with the dollars and the cents.
Absolutely. So who is ripe for this business? Is it a salesperson, the solo entrepreneur? What businesses work for this?
Well, businesses like Machu's, as an example, right? He has a expert-led business. He's in the world of helping people build beautiful gardens, and he teaches them that through master classes, through coaching, and done-for-you services. So we call him a thought leader, right?
Yeah.
So of some sort, a health coach of some sort, a business owner of a traditional business, but that it's very much expert driven, not selling little like widgets. You know what I'm saying? But like selling expertise. That's the sort of thing that works. But the most important thing is that they're heart led, that they're all about making a difference. Like we got to know a-hole rule.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what's the breakthrough point when somebody finally says, aha, what's like a typical struggle? And then they all of a sudden say, okay, boom, I got this.
Well, look, most of them want to break through more. They want to make more money. They want to help more people. Like Machu, great guy. He needed to grow his business. That's why he came to us, right? And we helped him get there. Like, no kidding, no question, we helped him get there.
Right.
He in the month of September, he had one of his best months ever, just shy of 50K USD, right? Which with an expert-led business is amazing, right? They come to us because their pain is their business isn't big enough. They need it to be bigger. The value we deliver is we help them to make the business bigger, but we help them do it like no kidding. And we're there with them like a brother or a sister is, like a father or a mother is. Not just like somebody you gave some money to who doesn't really care about you, but
Right.
They got paid, so they got to do something.
What's the program like? When someone signs up, what are they in for?
They're in for a heavy duty coaching on their business. So we look into their business and see what's not working and why. And most of the folks that come to us are having some sort of problem around lead generation, around enrollment and sales, and around being visible, frankly.
Yeah.
So what we do is we help them address those things. Now, like Machu needed to be more visible. And he also needed to be better at enrollment and sales. So he would have a lot of people on his calendar that wouldn't buy. And I'm like, okay, man, we got to show you how to convert more effectively.
Right.
And you convert more effectively by making it less about you and more about them, right? Conversion happens when the client feels, A, they have a need, you understand the need, and B, that they can trust you to solve it.
When they come to you, they have their product, they have services all in place, or do you help them build that out too?
The majority of our clients are established.
Yeah.
We have about 20% that are coming brand new.
Right.
We help folks do that too. Like for me, the most important thing is the quality, the character of the human being. Like if someone said, this is my first time doing this business, I have no money. Well, if they have no money, it's not going to work. But let's say I have no track record in this business. I have money from what I've done before, but I have no track record here. But I'm a heart-driven person. I care about people and I'm ready to be of service and to grow. Yeah, that's the people we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I look at that more than anything. And if they're that and they're also some sort of a consultant, some sort of an expert with a program or not, or maybe they want to be, as you said, right? Yeah, that's good. We can help all those people and we do help those people.
Okay.
There's a woman in our community who had never done business this way before. She and her husband owned and still own a huge company that helps in a very specialized area, right? But her vision is she wants to wean children off of tech. So when I heard about that, I'm like, that is a God's work, my brother. That is God's work, Joe. And I'm like, okay, I can help you. Let's talk. And so we talked about her vision, what she was already doing. And I said, I'm going to help you take this to another level, blah, blah, blah. You want to sign up for our 3-day program? And she's like, okay, well, tell me more. And I said, well, what more do you want to know? And she says, well, I mean, my husband, like he would probably want to talk about this. I said, go bring him on the phone. I'll talk to him. And she said, yeah, you know what? I don't need to do that. Here's my credit card. I'm in. But what we've been helping her do is fill up these pilot programs with parents and of kids, and she has like a whole program to get them off of tech. She signed up 25 people for a pilot program. She was going to do it for free. And I said, no, charge something so people take it serious. So she charged something and she filled it. Now she got great feedback from that. And she's going to fill this one too. 25 more people. Hell, I might sign up for it myself. You know, I overuse tech, right?
Yeah.
And she's going to do that too. And once she's got like 50 people, she's going to have a lot of, data points to build her messaging and to start pricing this out. So then we're going to put it out there and start getting her in front of people and getting her to sign people up at higher price points.
Now, there are a lot of podcasts out there that are charging for guests. Is that part of the play too? Is that necessary?
Don't ever pay to be on a show. They want to do that. They're not worth your time.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was the case with them. So this is exciting stuff. Who and how do you want to get people in touch with you?
Well, I have a calendar link. It's ecircleacademy.com/appointment. And as I said, if someone is an established business person, or if they're not, but they have business experience, but they're not established in this field and they're expert led, and they're heart driven, like they're good people and they want to be around a community of good people, but a high level community that's also getting results. Well, let's get on my calendar. Let's talk. Let's see if we both like the cut of each other's jib. We'll take it from there.
It sounds fair. And I'll have that link down below for those who, is that fair? Put the link down below for that, or do you want that to your website?
No, man, put the link down below. It's all good.
Let's get right to it. Why waste any time? I like it. Hey, Nikki, thanks so much for coming on. I got